Hey guys, I hope everybody's having a good week today. And I hope everyone's staying safe and healthy. I want all my subscribers and anyone who hasn't subscribed or didn't subscribe, you should subscribe by now. But any of my subscribers or those who wanting to subscribe, I hope all of you guys are doing well, or anybody who's tuning in watching this video now, hope everybody is doing well and staying safe. Well, it is the middle of the week and it is Wednesday, so this week has been kind of for me, especially with some of the news articles I've been finding in the past 3 days. And I'm gonna say up front right now, and I apologize in advance if this video is a little long today, because I just want to go into how I really feel about certain things and about how certain media outlets handle certain things. And even though they do have a job to do at the end of the day, I still don't condone anyone. I don't care if you are, a sasaeng, an anti, whatever, or a news reporter, or whatever your profession is that you do. I do not condone intruding on certain individuals' lives. So, this first topic I'm gonna talk about, well, I have a couple of not even a couple, a few topics I want to talk about. The first two topics are kind of like, oh boy. But one of them I'm not going to get in detail into. I'll link the article descriptions below. You can go in there in your free time and you can read them, because I'm sure some, if not most of you, know what happened with the 97 line. But like I said, I'm just gonna slightly touch on how I feel about it, because you can go in there and read it yourself. I don't want to get into it because all it's going to do is just make me mad. And I also have seen some comments. I've read a couple of articles, and then I read a couple of comments. Not even a couple. I read a slew of comments from a few articles, and some of them were just kind of rude. And I feel like a lot of people who commented are not really, cognizant or aware of, South Korea's, it's not even situation, but South Korea's handling of the virus. And there's another link that I have down below in not the comments, sorry, in the description box. There's an article that is a really good read, and I recommend anybody or everybody that's really interested in learning about how South Korea is handling the virus. That's the link to go to. Read it. That is a go-to link, because it talks about how they're actually tracking, I hate to say tracking people, but it's the way, tracking, the number of cases, and, people who are, who contracted the virus. But that is a good read, and I recommend anybody who is not from Korea, read that article, because I really like how, even though USA is not going to implement that, but I really like how they approached it, and implemented preventative measures in order, to stop the spread and to not making the numbers higher than what they seem. So I'm also gonna insert a chart showing the number of cases that they have in South Korea. I'm not gonna put them next to America, to the USA, because low key I'm embarrassed. So I'm just gonna just put it, because I'm trying to, and I shouldn't be trying to prove a point with some of these people, but I'm trying to prove a point and to provide statistical information and research background of like, how Korea is handling it and how these four individuals who went out just to have a good time should not be, you know, persecuted for their activity. Now, some people gonna probably come on here and try to talk to me sideways, but you know what? I'm gonna defend them. I don't care what anybody says, I'm gonna defend them. And this leads to me kind of talking into like the next point of like defending idols in specific behavior. I've been a K-pop fan for too long, so long now. It's just I don't even believe that baloney people say. Well, they were illiterate. They didn't know. They come from a culture where they don't really know, and they don't have a diverse culture, so they obviously don't know that what they did was wrong. I'm tired of hearing stuff like that. Case in point, a lot of the blackface, a lot of the cultural appropriation. I just don't want. Okay, let me not say a lot because it's not a lot of K-pop idols are doing it, but uh, you know, some K-pop idols come out with cultural appropriation, blackface stereotyping African Americans or African American culture. It's really disgusting. I'm just gonna put it out there. It's really disgusting. And then you got fans backing them up, saying, "Oh well, they didn't know," and they come from a culture and history where it's very homogenous. You know what? I'm tired of hearing bullshit like that. Yeah, I say that bullshit because Korea is very technologically advanced. They have the opportunity and the technology to research anything, any kind of topic in 5 seconds and learn a lot in 20 minutes. I don't defend idols who decide, especially these are grown ass men and women, that they can think about the actions that they do before they do them. It's not just some little kids, a 5-year-old Korean boy. Okay. But these are grown ass people who do these things and nobody's holding them accountable or fans aren't calling them out on it. But you're going to call out the other situation with the 97 line going out. And man, and I'm going to post the comments up. And here, I'm going to post it in the link below. But here's one specific commenter that I really liked her stance on it. And it made me wonder, like, is there like other people that think like her? Because I'm telling you, some people just don't, I guess, think before they just put comments out. I don't know. But before I even do that, here is the chart for South Korea's cases. This is illustrating new cases overall. So here's a chart there, and it also talks about totals in South Korea at the bottom. So 11,110 confirmed cases and 10,066 people have recovered with only 263 deaths. And like I said before, I'm not putting United States up there because I'm highly embarrassed. But this is just an illustration of, what Korea is dealing with and how their cases are going. So obviously they have it maintained pretty well. As of May 19th, only 32 cases. But here's a screenshot of a commenter from one site I saw. And like I said, I looked at a few sites, a few articles, and with some comments, and people were just kind of being mad, rude, and nasty about it. But again, that energy you're giving to the 97 line, you don't give it to the idols who exhibit blackface and cultural appropriation behaviors, and you're sitting here defending it. Please make it make sense. If you're going to criticize a group of idols based on their actions, then you need to do the same thing for the ones that be racist and disrespectful towards other groups of people. So here's the comment that I have, and it's pretty long. So, I agree to an extent, mostly just because they know they have to be super careful as people who are held up and scrutinized by the public, even when it's not fair sometimes. But to be honest, Korea hasn't been on lockdown and restaurants have still been open. And people have still been eating, as I'm sure you are also aware of as someone living there too. Going to a bar was dumb, although you're confusing bar with a club. Other celebs went to clubs. These celebs went to bars. Korean bars aren't the same as crowded clubs, but it was still stupid to go. I don't really like how she. The only thing I really didn't like what this person said was it was dumb, it was stupid. And it's just like, well, then you're basically talking about every Korean citizen in South Korea who, you know, they have never been on a lockdown. You're basically calling them stupid for going out. Why is that the case for them being stupid? Why? Because they're idols? That was the only thing I had an issue with. But continuing. But they should have gotten together at one of the houses. I don't know about that one either, but that's again that was on Dispatch's part. That was wrong on Dispatch's part, in my opinion, because I felt like they shouldn't. And again, I know they have a job to do at the end of the day, but to be intruding on other people's lives like that was a no go. So, but it's really not that big of a deal. That I agree with. Considering that everyone else in Korea is still going out to eat, etc., as long as they took proper precautions. I would have been better to have stayed home, sure, but they're not doing anything else that the rest of Korea isn't doing. That sentence I do agree on. That statement I do agree on. Everyone is still working and eating, etc. If people shouldn't be out at restaurants, then Korea should be shut down. Then Korea should shut them down. To be honest. Also, just an FYI, people who visit these places at the time of the breakout were supposed to self quarantine for 14 days, but these people were there beforehand, so the self quarantine doesn't apply unless they suspect they were in contact with someone or a place that exposed them to COVID. And here's another thing: people are like attacking them for no reason. Is that before they had the outbreak? I don't know if anybody has heard of the Itaewon. I believe it was the Itaewon club outbreak that happened around the first, and this happened. Them going out happened a week before the outbreak in Itaewon. So I don't know why people were getting all worked up over it, but it's beyond me. Okay, so but these people were there beforehand, so self quarantine doesn't apply unless they suspect they were in contact with someone or a place that exposed them to COVID. Due to Korea's rapid contact tracing, if they had been exposed, it would have been tracked down pretty quickly, anyways, and they would have been forced into mandatory self quarantine too. But evidently, this is not the case. When people in Korea have tested positive, it's not. But when people have tested positive, sorry. All right, so continuing. Sorry about that. Lost my spot. But evidently, that's not the case. When people in Korea have tested positive, Korea begins working very quickly for contact tracing using CCTV, personal data collection, GPS, and more to track down those you came in contact with, so they can notify those people they've been exposed. It's it's partly why Korea has gotten the number of cases controlled so quickly. So while I'm sure they're a bit overwhelmed with the Itaewon spike right now, I wouldn't think that people in the area a week before the first confirmed case have a real genuine risk of exposure at the moment unless more cases come up from that area. That being said, the guys in question are still Korean citizens and are deserving of privacy. That's true. Very true. When it comes to their medical conditions, records and more. If they were negative, which they were, then it should be illegal for the news to release their identities If they were positive and the info was released as part of contact tracing, I can understand it. But there was no purpose to release their private information except to gossip, and that's not okay. And that part I really liked because it's not okay to put out their personal life, personal information, anything out there like that. But like what this person said, and also like I said, like I have two articles below talking about the statements that each of the company has released because some reason they're people who are scolding them, they're basically directing their hate towards one member, and it's irritating. So don't do that. But one of the other sources I have talks about from where this comment came from. They have I believe they have the statements on it, so you can go ahead and read that too. But like I said, it just all boils down to it's a government thing, and let these boys live their lives. It's not our place to judge. If they want to go out and have their fun, let them go out. And by where I stand on it, I defend them. So, because to me, I feel like it was a privacy issue that just went out of proportion, and it shouldn't have even went out there like that. Like the boys should have just went out, you know, had their fun. Because again, going back to all the evidence that I've showed you, Korea is doing a really good job maintaining or doing their best maintaining these cases. You know, something that USA can learn a lot from, but that's none of my business. So that's enough of that. I just wanted to get my perspective on it, and it's just I didn't want to go into it because it was just crazy, and I wanted to let you guys know, some of the, silly things I've seen on there. Basically, fans are just like shaking their fingers, saying, "You know better, don't do that again." But you're not giving that same energy towards idols who, do disrespectful things about specific groups of people and say certain things, racist things, and nobody's batting an eye and nobody's calling them out. So that's just my problem with the situation. And I wanted to kind of bring this as like an example. But I'm going to move on to another issue. So let me just find it. So basically, I came across this article last night, and it talks about some fans wish BTS would do more for the environment. So when I first saw this, I was like, okay. Okay. So I read it, but I'm going to read it to you guys. So, and then you can follow along with the screenshot. BTS debuted in South Korea in 2013, and a few years later, the group became an international phenomenon. Aside from their catchy songs and impeccable dance moves, BTS has also attracted a lot of attention for their positive messages. The members are known for talking about problems faced by young people and encouraging their fans to stay strong during tough times. However, not everything BTS does is praised for. For example, some people are recently pointing out the group's lack of promotion for environmentalism. Since climate change is a pressing issue for young folks today, a number of fans wish that BTS will open up more about the importance of going green. BTS released a commercial for Earth Day 2020. In April, BTS teamed up with Hyundai to release an ad about nature. The initiative was meant to promote the new Hyundai Nexo, which is a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. And I think I saw that commercial on YouTube. Hyundai Motors, and I quote, Hyundai Motors dreams of clean mobility and is teaming up with BTS to start a new initiative to spread positive energy together, end quote. Hyundai said on the company's website. The members of BTS also wrote nature-inspired messages to raise awareness of today's beautiful world that needs everyone's constant attention. Some fans think BTS should promote environmentalism more. While the Hyundai ad was a step towards environmentalism, Big Hit Entertainment should speak up about this issue a lot more. Additionally, users on Reddit also pointed out the fact that since BTS often travel by private jets and reward fans who buy many copies of their albums, as well as countless merchandise, they seem to promote overconsumption more so than reducing waste. I have a problem with this, but I'll talk about that at the end. And I quote, I honestly don't see Big Hit being the voice for change for this as long as BTS remains giants in the industry, end quote, one fan noted. And I quote, their endorsements right now are also Fila, Hyundai, and Samsung. Yes, because I've seen commercials. And all are about buying other new things, which I am certain Army are doing both because they want them and or to support BTS and will get them more big endorsements later on. End quote. Other people came to BTS's defense. However, let me see. Let me see. However, many friends, sorry, however, many fans also came to BTS defense, pointing out that they have already been doing the best that they can. But the members often live together in a shared house instead of each person having a mansion to himself. Additionally, compared to Americans, South Korean citizens tend to recycle more and are less wasteful. Moreover, a few people noted that it is understandable for BTS to fly on private planes to keep their privacy from being invaded. Some fans also reminded others that it is unrealistic for BTS to speak out on every issue that is plaguing the world, with one person saying, and I quote, I don't think BTS needs to publicly champion every cause. Doesn't mean they don't think it's important, nor does it mean they don't support it. But they don't need to be public about every worthy cause. End quote. That paragraph was the paragraph of the night. I have no words. It this summed up everything I wanted to tell y'all. So, at the end of the day, BTS is not perfect. The members are only humans, and fans understand that they are already doing their best to spread positive ideas around the world. Okay, so y'all heard that, especially that second to last paragraph. Like, that literally just summarized everything I wanted to talk about. So, it's just like, yes, BTS has done many endorsements. They also donate to charities too, and anybody remembers they spoke out at the UN. Um, so it's like they're doing their best to spread positivity and awareness, and I don't think it's right to pick them apart, and chew them up and spit them out like that. It's not fair because they are trying their best to promote every issue, and they don't really need to promote every issue, but they're doing their best to spread positivity and promote positivity. So I think this article was just about picking apart BTS, and it makes no sense to me because BTS has done so many good things for us and for around the world. And I'm here looking up right now, BTS charity donations and stuff. And I'm looking up, donations and charity work BTS members, personal donations. Because I can't recall some members. That's why I'm looking it up now. But there are some, few members. There's some members, and I'm sure all members have donated, but members have made personal contributions to charities. So here's one here, for example, just to illustrate. The Korea Pediatric Cancer Foundation shared that Suga had donated 100 million won, equivalent to $88,160, in toys for children struggling with cancer and leukemia, and have made this donation to commemorate commemorate his birthday in March of this year. And this was dated back July 2nd, 2019. And then I'm gonna also link this too below so you guys can look. So it's the headline says how BTS inspires their army to do good. So they've done a lot of things. UNICEF Love Myself campaign, I remember that. The UN, yeah, like I said, the UN speech that they did. They've done a lot of things. Donations slash charity work, BTS members' personal donations. Just talked about that. You know, Donations and charity work, BTS impact on Army. Talks about how the Singapore Army raised the food bank in their honor. So it's just the things that they do, Army gives back. So it's not like they're trying to do things. They're trying to do good things, but they can't get to all the issues. Which that second to last paragraph of the last article was that I read to you all. So I'm just really, overall, I'm just sick of people trying to pick apart BTS. Even individual members of the group is crazy. I don't know if it's just the envy, the jealousy. I don't know. Trying to make it seem like they need to be perfect. When in all honesty, they're just regular people. And we need to treat them as regular. We need to treat them as like an average person. Because they're not robots. They're not perfect. So I don't understand the craziness. But that's all I have for that article. And finally, we're going to end on a good note. Because I see this video is almost 30 minutes long. Again, I apologize. I'm sorry, y'all. I apologize. I don't think I made a video this long since like my beginning video. But I hope this doesn't put y'all to sleep. But the last thing I want to talk to y'all about is, so has anybody been paying attention to these teasers Big Hit's been releasing? D7, D6, D5, D4, D3. I think we on D3. But they showed a silhouette. And yeah, D3. So I'm going to post that up here. I'm post a screenshot up here. Because, man. Yeah, D3. And then you have a silhouette over here. And I was looking at it today. I'm like, look like Yoongi. Or look like, yeah, look like Suga. Or look like Jungkook. And me and my friend were talking about this. I was like, do you think it's Suga or is it Jungkook? And I'm just like, man, I don't even know. But if it's a mixtape we getting, I'm excited. Like, I'm really excited. I don't care if it's from Suga or Jungkook, but I'm excited. So. Alright, so it says BTS will Suga Jungkook drop a mixtape. Fans see both artists in Big Hit Entertainment's new Twitter clue. So this looks like a dress illusion from 2015. It's a dress black and blue or white and gold. Is Big Hit Entertainment's new D3 Twitter clue of Suga or Jungkook of BTS? Some fans see Suga in the picture and think the countdown is for the follow-up to Suga's 2016 mixtape Agust D. However, ARMY around the world also see Jungkook in the clue. BTS fans think the countdown is about Suga or Jungkook. On May 17th, Big Hit Entertainment began posting pictures as part of a countdown, and a new photo is posted every day at midnight Korean Standard Time. The label started the countdown with D7, so the countdown would end on D1 on May 24th. Each tweet features a grayscale photo that is edited so fans cannot easily make out the content of the photo. However, every day the photo becomes a little clearer. The D4 clue posted on May 20th showed a bright outline that appeared to be a person. This seemingly confirmed that the countdown is released to a BTS member's solo project and not the group's upcoming self-produced album. On May 21st, at midnight Korean Standard Time, Big Hit Entertainment posted the D3 hint on Twitter. In this photo, the figure is more clear. However, some fans disagree on which BTS member is in the photo. I see both Yoongi and Jungkook, a fan retweeted. The timeline seeing both Yoongi and Jungkook Jungkook mixtape. I never thought about that. Another fan retweeted. The majority of BTS fans seem to think the photo is of Suga. After Big Hit Entertainment posted a D3 clue on Twitter, it seems most BTS fans think the countdown is about Suga. Immediately after Big Hit Entertainment tweeted, Agust D trended on Twitter as fans speculated. This is definitely an Agust D too. Yoongi was tied up on a chair, and the first Agust D MV wrote it. Twitter user. The chains, someone being tied up, even similar hairstyle. I've connected the dots. It's Agust D too. One fan retweeted. Wardrobe wise, the picture does seem to resemble Suga and his Agust D persona. While Suga recently told fans in the V Live not to expect his next mixtape anytime soon, he very well could have done that to throw Army off. After all, he originally planned to release his next mixtape in 2019. He has been working on it for a while. In addition, he tweeted drafts of his past songs in March and April of this year, which BTS fans interpreted as a sign that he was trying to distract them from the fact that he planned to release a mixtape soon. Other fans think the image is of Jungkook. Most fans, while most fans seem to be in agreement that the countdown is related to a solo project by Suga, a great number of fans think the countdown is for Jungkook. I mean, I see the outfit, the chains to be Yoongi, but if you focus on the chin, it's really Jungkook for me. About you? About you? One fan speculated on Twitter. Jungkook looking up into the sky is literally Jungkook, another fan tweeted about the photo. In 2019, Jungkook posted an original song of his own Twitter on his birthday. He later hinted that he planned to release a mixtape of his own during V Live with J-Hope, and he confirmed those plans during an interview and asked anything with most requested live. Suga recently told Army that Jungkook's mixtape sounds good. Jungkook has been working on it since 2019, meaning the chance of Jungkook's mixtape is done is quite high. So that is it. This video is 30 almost already 30 minutes over 30 minutes long. So let me know what y'all think in the comments section. If you liked the video, please like it. If you didn't like it, you can hit the dislike button. I don't care. But leave me some feedback, some improvements. What you want me to maintain? Anything you want me to keep doing? Anything you want me to change? Also, follow my Instagram page, KimchiKayla1993. And also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already and hit that notifications bell for notification for any so you can receive notifications on anything that I upload. So you guys have a good night / good day wherever you're located at, and I'll talk to you soon.